Pardon itself, it's getting a little late. Y'all know my phone situation. Had to throw the hoodie on, man. It's cold as shit. I can't even feel my fingers. But I'm kind of into this. I dig this shit. No bullshit. And I realized while listening to my last shit that was uploaded, I skipped a little piece when I was originally speaking about how one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had, and it's not like one of these super. It's funny how in life, it's not always the most gangster, or vicious, violent, traumatizing things that stick in your fucking memory. And this happens to be one of them cases when when I got into for my time. Long story short, I've been on the run for 10 months. The bitch had healed all the way up, made it a lot easier for me. No more politics involved and shit. And I was on the run for 10 months. I didn't get actual shit. I didn't see trial till 13 months after that. So 2 years had passed since the incident. It wasn't like fresh in anybody's memory and shit. You feel me? But judge was a fucking dick. I mean, it was so bad that my lawyer, paid lawyer, was like, "Yo, let me just postpone this for you real quick." But I ain't gonna lie. If you don't know what it's like to continuously go back and forth to court from prison, you know what I mean, especially if you have a celly. I didn't have that at that time. I mean, it's been a while, and that's not no tough shit. I ain't gonna lie, I was a real nigga. Like, I literally went to a C. I spoke to no COs. They weren't my friends. I didn't talk to them, joke with them, and borrow papers and work for them. Let's get that straight. But I have twice occasions walked up to a CO's motherfucking desk and say, "Bro, I don't fuck with you. Stay out of your way. You don't hear my noise, my voice. I'm a peaceful person. You know what I mean? I understand you don't like paperwork. Um, I don't like having my shit touched and fucked up. I know you gotta do your job, but you ain't gonna get nothing off me like that. But listen, unless you're overcrowded and forced to do so, please don't put nobody in my cell." And you know how I knew if he was listening? If the first thing that came out that nigga's mouth was, "Oh, what cell do you live in again?" That's when I knew we had a perfect communication. I ain't gonna lie. I had some faggot little racist cop look at me like, "Yeah, you're gonna tell me what to do?" Nigga literally said that shit to me and sent a motherfucking celly into my motherfucking room that day. Didn't work out too well. I didn't do no wild shit. It wasn't the celly's fault. Feel me? I made his life miserable, but you know, I left him in a situation where he could make a choice. If he wanted to say be feel some type of way, it was him or me. He did not want that. He was an older guy, not no ain't not no couldn't fight, just like 40s. I'm fucking early 20s in my prime. I'm one of the top strongest, fivest niggas on the yard. They literally, I'm not exaggerating. I was training niggas. It wasn't something. It didn't make any sense. So I left him that. I mean, if he wanted to be a super warrior about it, and I ain't gonna lie, I've actually seen that a few times. Never against me, but I've seen super old, 65 plus old niggas that forgot they're 65 old niggas get crazy with young niggas, and it was a gruesome outcome every time. And every time it was the old niggas that lost, except for one time. But that was slightly different. Also, the nigga wasn't calling the young boy out. He was refusing to allow the young boy to carry himself a certain type of way because he found it disrespectful. Another story. But anyway, so yeah, that nigga sent that shit in there. I had him out by I don't remember because I did it a few times. I either had him out by dinner or the next afternoon shift. I forget. I don't even remember which LD it was that he sent in. I remember the worst one was the stupid ass crackhead nigga that just kept snoring, and on my third day I had to throw the heavy ass old school Sony headphones. I stayed on the top bunk. I ain't like top bunk. I ain't like the idea of somebody being over me. Also, the toilet was there. I felt like if you're gonna pee and I'm sleeping, it splash on me. That's I don't do the bottom bunk. Fuck how niggas feel. Just because niggas say that is the ill shit, that doesn't mean a fucking thing to me. You know what else niggas say is ill? Fucking sucking dick and wearing dresses, my nigga. Fucking wearing blouses on TV. Fucking disowning their own fucking people. Fucking saying slavery was a choice, which I understood what that crazy nigga meant when he said it, but you can never say no shit like that without really explaining yourself thoroughly. And for a quick sec, do we have a choice? Yes, because we all have choices. The choice to live or die. And no motherfucking human being should ever be judged for that fact. Unless their one death is against those of many innocents. For instance, you do something all type of wrong and niggas hold a building full of children hostage and say, nigga, either you give yourself up knowing they're going to torture and kill you or we kill these children. Well, that's that time that self-preservation like literally intersects with honor, pride, moral, and everything that makes a great man. Veering off topic again. Sorry, I do that a lot. It's the manic thing. You know what I mean? It's weird, but the weed actually helps. It's fucking backwards. If I get too high, just like anything, too much bad shit for bad shit. But I'm actually good. I'm smoking cigarettes and shit, chilling. My beautiful wife sleeping in the other room. I'm just gonna switch topics. Be honest with you, this is what I do. I cleared up my phone. I got another 11 minutes. So actually, no. I'm gonna stop this right here. I'm gonna let y'all know something. My name's Alexander Burns. I was born 11/3/1986. I never met my mother. I never met my father. I'm 34 years old. I've never touched flesh to another human being related to me. I can't think of a single person on this earth I haven't hurt. And I don't mean physically. I never assaulted my children. My first wife, my biggest regret, the love of my life, she's dead. She died young. Was a over crazy situation where she grabbed me and spit at me and I slapped her. I'll never forget it because no matter what it was, the original problem was on me. So even if she responded a little bit like that, I sparked the flame and I ended it. And I should have never did that. It was the first time I ever put hands on a woman that I had any relationship with. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a firm believer. You're not allowed to beat up women. Women should be protected. But there are breeds of women, just like there's breeds of men you shouldn't hit. You don't hit a man that does not want to fight. If a man, no, I'm sorry, I don't want to. You don't get to just beat on him anyway. It's the exact same thing to women, except on a grandioser flip scale. Women are to be taken care of, treated. Not saying women need men or need to be fucking strong or can't be strong. That's a fucking joke. I know women. Matter of fact, most women are more dangerous than men because of how the mixture of how stupid men are and how conniving and intelligent and planning women are. And that's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. That's why I personally think women should run the fucking country. When it comes to things that are important and politically correct and understood and acknowledged and walking fine lines and knowing how to use the power of pussy, and that's no disrespect, I don't mean fucking. The power of pussy is when you can make a man slightly alter his thoughts towards your direction by simply hinting, not whorishly, by hinting or making him want you. You don't have to say, ooh, I wonder what a night. A bitch that can really do it, and I've seen it. It's funny, some people are born with it. My little sister, she's born with it. Someday I'll have her on this shit and we'll have a conversation. I'll talk to her about it because it's true. And it was hard. It was one of the things that was hard for me. It made me a protector. Like, my little sister was my life. I was born to a fucking baby of a father. You know what I mean? My parents were kids. I forgave them. My mom's was 15, I believe, when she was pregnant, 16 when she had me. My pops was 16. He black, she white. To be exact, black, Irish, and Scottish, I believe. Who fuck else really know? Born in Arizona, Tucson. Never seen it again, though. Was taken straight out, raised in Boston. Never seen my moms again. Never seen my pops again. As any young kid did. I was adopted. And I had good parents as far as I'm a fool to complain. I had two people who loved me in their own way. My father was a great man. He just was not, he couldn't protect me. And he couldn't protect me against his vice. His vice was his wife. He loved her. But the truth of the matter was she was a conniving, very selfish, self-centered, narcissistic person. And what made her very more dangerous was she's stupid. And it's not a disc. She's a lot of things went over her head, and it fed her delusions, you know, like I remember even as a kid, like, Alex, I told you 3 minutes ago, go fucking walk the dog. It was literally 90 seconds. And I was like, okay. And the bitch would say, oh, fuck me, and hit me 3 or 4 times in my face. No bullshit. In my face, people understand it wasn't no biggie. She didn't damage me, nigga. Not physically. But till I was in my mid-20s, I was running through women. I'm a handsome nigga, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I get pussy. And I still couldn't let a woman touch my face. Even the women I love. I had to get over it because I fell so deep in love with Rebecca Pirat. I lay in her bed and I literally had to grind every single one of my muscles and take deep breaths and listen to the sound of her voice telling me that it's going to be okay, just to allow her to start touching and rubbing my face and me getting over it. But I'm telling you, there's still levels to it. If you grab me by my face, I'm liable to try at least one time. I'm liable to react as violent as fucking possible at least once. Now, people can rate that, but I'm telling you, if you've never been in any, it doesn't have to be life or death, but it just has to feel like life or death, or somebody else's life or death. If you've been in those situations, adrenaline completely has first decision on dictating the original move. Don't let this get switched for cops who shoot people for no reason. The biggest problem is your fucking gun should not be out in small situations unless you're an OG and you're comfortable, mature enough. A 12-year-old can't get behind a car. An immature cop, I don't care what your credentials as far as understanding the law is, you should not be allowed to approach anybody with an undrawn weapon. Now, if you would like to change that, you know what I think they should do? They should give cops holsters, shoulder holsters. One shoulder holster, it's such a faster draw, and it gets rid of the intimidation of being a black or colored person, or even slightly guilty, like a white kid with weed. This is real. Do you know how scared they get when they look in the rearview mirror and see probably the first, and for black people, not the first, but the first white people pointing big ass firearms right in their face and screaming at them? First, what happens when you scream at somebody? You degrade them, you assault them, and you confuse them, because if anybody that you're yelling at has pride, you make them contradict their natural, God-given ability and instinct to defend themselves. And that's fucked up. I honestly believe that it needs to work towards a place where there should be 2 cops in a car and 1 gun. The gun should be low caliber, not crazy, back to 38s, and there should be a rule. Leg shots, torso shots if being fired at or in present danger. Like if you turn a corner and he has a weapon. Oh, I understand that. But it's not safety to approach from 12 feet away on a man restricted within his vehicle with no keys in it. Even if he reached and pulled the gun, which we've seen so many times them saying, with your gun already fully extended, loaded with 1 in the chamber, it takes less than 2/3 of a second for his fucking body to start becoming destroyed and incapable of hurting you. So it's not just fear. There's also a huge piece of anger, rage. Sometimes just confusion. I'm not going to lie. I forget which one it was, but there was one white boy recently, this 2020. This is filmed in 2021. I'm going to keep all these up to date, but just a few months ago in 2020 where they shot some motherfucker in the car, and the white boy, he shot the dude too. But when they showed the white boy, all the other cops, it was 4 cops, 3 cops standing by a car, and there was the white boy with his head down. And you know what I understood about him? He didn't do anything wrong. He was a child, not even just a child, he was a man that made a mistake. Now, if he ever did that again, well, he deserves twofold for making the same mistake and making the same grave mistake. That's honestly how I feel. You can call it opinion, but I really call it empirical data. I know. I don't want to say I know. I understand, and I've been around people of every walk of life, from prisons to doctors to every culture. And no, not the whole world, but I've got a dose of them. And the ones that I haven't come in contact, I studied. Because knowledge really is power, brother. I love y'all. I look forward to making more of these. I think I'm going to put one more out, but this next one's going to be some rap shit. And I suggest y'all listen to that. Be here in about 15 minutes.